Hey, everybody. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new here. Thank you so much for joining me, and happy Saturday. Happy almost Easter if you celebrate. It is just one of those times of year where there's so much new. New. Uh, I was talking to my guy earlier today about, this time of year is so exciting to me because there's new leaves on the tree. There's new flowers, new babies everywhere. We were looking, there was a robin on the fence, and it's clearly a mama or about to be a mama. And I love that feeling. And if you're in the southern hemisphere and it's fall, it's a time of regeneration. It's going into the resting phase, which brings about all of the new. And we've been in that cycle. We're coming out of winter we're coming out of winter energetically with the retrogrades, and it's just I don't know about y'all and how this all played out for you. I mean, this Libra full moon was so powerful, and it actually was conjunct Chiron, which is the wounded healer. I mean, you talk about bringing up some shit to deal with. This was a lot. After this, like 6 months of retrograde all over the place and planets changing signs, it has been so much upheaval. The good news, the good news, that's done. It's done. It's going to play out over the next 6 months. There's going to be, transition, but everything is really taking on a more positive note from this point forward. So if you have been struggling, breathe out. Whew, it's getting better. Okay. I don't know how many of us have been like, I cannot do this anymore. I cannot take any more of this. This is ridiculous. It's been so crazy. So, gonna use the Rebel deck, have a little just lightheartedness. Some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. Did we not just talk about this yesterday? Did we not? And with that Libra full moon, Libra full moon, it's about balancing the scales and looking at the places in our life that were out of balance. And we talked yesterday about identifying internally, going in first when you're looking at these areas of your life. Is it me? Because there is nothing more embarrassing than if you've ever started a conversation in your head, right? Like you're having an issue with something and you start a conversation in your head and you feel so justified in your perspective and what you're saying and how you see this situation. And you are just ready to let that other person have it. You just know. And you go to them, and as you're saying these things to the real person, you're like, you can tell by their reaction, they have not a fucking clue what's going on with you. Like, why are you losing your shit? And why are you losing your shit on me? Because they didn't do anything. It was our issue in here, and it could be related to uh, our self-image. It could be related to our insecurities. It could be related to past wounding. However, we are attacking someone because we feel so justified, only to realize, oh hell, that's my issue. Before you go about destroying things, identify why you feel that way. Don't just look at the other person, because our old wounding can very much come out in other situations where that person did not do anything harmful, we assumed, we wrote a whole background story about why they smirked. Oh, they're making fun of me. They don't take me seriously. They don't. Okay, maybe there was something happening behind you. Maybe something that you said struck them because it made them think of something else that was funny. All of these harmless things, and you've created this entire story about why they did what they did based on your wounding, your issues, your insecurities, and now you look like a dumbass because you just threw it all at them. Like it was their fault and their responsibility. That's your issue fucking it up. if you are in, oh, if you're in a relationship and you've had a history of issues in your relationships, don't think that if you don't deal with that before you get in a relationship, it's coming back up. You will blame the other person if you aren't looking inside, if you're not looking at your patterns, if you're not looking at your wounds, you'll fuck that relationship up too, based on your wounds from the past. This could have been your dream person, but because you didn't deal with your bullshit, you're still throwing it at everybody because you haven't owned it, taken responsibility for it, figured it out, felt it, and then let it go. And that's really all there is to it. And it works different for different people in processing these things because our old wounds are the biggest saboteur in our lives. Not the people around us. Absolutely not. It's us. We are our own worst enemies until we figure out how not to be. And I've mentioned it before. You can see it in the background there, the Get Your Shit Together book. It goes into why we do the things we do and why we have the patterns we have and how that comes about and how to fix it. There's a lot to it, but then again, there's not. Uh, a lot of times we make things a lot more complicated than they need to be just because we expect good things to be hard, and they don't have to be. It's basically acknowledging that, like, okay, so if you have a pattern in relationships of people not treating you with the respect you feel you deserve, what are you allowing? What behavior are you allowing and not addressing from the partners in your life? Because you'll continue to get what you accept. And we talked about the difficult conversations. Until you refuse to accept that behavior anymore, you're going to keep getting it. Because until you tell them it's not okay, you're telling them it's okay by accepting it. And then you get shitty because they're treating you this way. Well, then you have to say something. Maybe to them, based on their past and their history, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But for you, that's a problem. You have to have that hard conversation to let them know, look, I feel this way when you do this. I'd really appreciate it if instead we could handle it like this. Now you've verbalized it and you've put it out there. You're not blaming them. You're telling them how you feel. But you have to recognize going into that, because you haven't said anything yet, you can't rip their ass for something that you've been accepting. You haven't let it known that it's not okay. If you don't address it, guess what? Your issues are going to fuck it up because you're going to start building resentment and anger over something that you didn't tell them wasn't okay. So they don't know. They may think that's perfectly fine. Everybody in their family does that. It's just normal. But to you, it's offensive. You have to let them know. And again, this can be in any scenario, but that's what I mean by don't let your issues fuck it up. We only get a different result when we go at it in a different way. And until you speak up, until you change behavior, you know, like Good shit is about to happen. So let's say you win the lottery, but you're not real great with money historically up to this point. And I like to say things that way because we can always change. If you win the lottery and you know that you are not the most responsible with your finances, you best get your ass into some financial education. When we identify our weaknesses and the patterns that sabotage us, all we need is the information on how not to do that anymore. And it's there, it's out there. People write books, there are podcasts, there's all kinds of free resources on how not to fuck shit up. We just have to look at them instead of wondering, why do I keep doing this dumb shit? Look around you and look at people who aren't doing that dumb shit and are doing really successful things and be like, I need to know what they know. And then go get the information. And you'll find over time, as you adopt new habits and you learn, like, oh, this is what is holding me back. I keep saying I want to pay off debt, but when I get my paycheck, I want those boots more than I want to pay off the credit cards for the boots I bought last year. If you see yourself doing this over and over and over, obviously you are not going to pay off debt if you don't stop buying the boots instead. Why do I keep doing this? If I say this is what I want, why am I doing this? What is driving me to do this? Is it a lack of self-discipline? Do I really want this? I mean, we have to really look at our behavior and analyze, why am I fucking myself over when I keep saying I don't want to? Identify that in you. Identify the pattern first. What keeps me from this thing that I say that I want? If it's a lack of self-discipline, it's like anything else that we do. It's a habit. It's learned. It's repeated behavior that we continue to improve over time. The more that we push ourselves to do the thing that we know we need to do, we just don't want to do, but we suck it up and we do it anyway, and then we see the results. It's a natural consequence of the proper action is to get the result that you desire. You just can't do the thing that's easier that you want to do more. And when we discipline ourselves in that way, we start building that muscle and it becomes a reflex. It becomes the habit. It's the new thing that we do. And we start to identify as the person who is disciplined and pays off our debt before we buy more boots. That's just what we do. And when you look at those boots, knowing that you really want to put that money on your credit card debt, say, you know what? It is so not me to go and buy another pair of boots knowing that I got debt that I want to get paid off so I can be free. So that I can be free. I want freedom more than I want another pair of boots. Because it's so me to do the thing that's going to be best for my future than to do the thing that feels good in the moment that's going to sidetrack, derail my progress. See how that works? Identify as what you want to be. Identify as that self-disciplined person. Identify as that confident person. Identify as that person of value who's in their power, who is not accepting bullshit from people anymore, including yourself. Because remember, no one can bullshit us more than we can bullshit ourselves. And we are so good at it and so believable because we've been doing it all our lives. We know how to bullshit ourselves. We will manipulate ourselves into more stupidity than anyone else ever could. So know that, and truly, good things are coming. Good things are happening. The more we can get our shit together, the more we can take advantage of these opportunities that are coming. So really do the work, dig in there. What are you fucking up and why? And I say that with humor. How are you sabotaging yourself? Why are you doing it? What's driving it? And how do you eradicate it? Get the information, start taking the action, build that muscle, create that habit, be that person. And when the good shit happens, you won't miss it. You'll take that opportunity. You won't squander it. You'll make it stable. You'll make it last. And it will become something that is a beautiful part of your future because you dealt with the bullshit from the past. So I hope that helps. And trust me, I am calling myself out just the same as everybody else. Okay? Like I said, I'm not on a pedestal going, I've got it all figured out. I'm like, I'm still digging through the shit over here too. But I'm sharing it because every time we go through something and we reach another point, we reach another level and we figure out, oh, that works. If we share that with other people, there's that many more of us that are doing well, that are feeling good, that are enjoying life, and that raises the whole collective vibration so that we live in a world that's a lot happier. And personally, I love to be around more happy people. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope the rest of your weekend is amazing, and I will talk to you soon.